Hi, I'm Bob Rubart with the Oracle Technology Network, and this is another 2-minute tech tip. Delivering this tech tip is Oracle ACE Director Simon Haslam. Simon is a Fusion Middleware specialist. He's the owner of Veriton Limited, a consulting company in the UK, and he's the technical director for Obox Products. How are you today, Simon?
I'm good, thanks, Bob.
What's the topic of your tech tip?
So I'm going to talk a bit about my experiences with ports, IP ports, and planning for them.
All right. And what's the source of your tech tip? Is this actually derived from your open world presentations?
Not exactly. I've got a couple of presentations on, I've got one on WebLogic on ODA and what Obox is doing, putting SOA Suite on top of that. And I've got another presentation where it's more of a panel session where we're talking about automated provisioning of WebLogic with Puppet and Chef and these kind of things. So indirectly, it's kind of important to both of those, I guess.
Okay, well, great. And for viewers, I'll include information on Simon's presentations in the About section under this video. Now, remember that the clock will be running and an alarm will sound at the end of your 2 minutes. I will give you warnings at the final 30 seconds and the final 10 seconds. Are you ready?
Yep, I'll try.
Okay, your 2 minutes begins now.
Okay, well, this is all about ports and how important they are when you're building Fusion middleware systems and perhaps some of the systems that are built on top of Fusion middleware and WebLogic, like Enterprise Manager Cloud Control. So as you'll know, your server typically has one or more public IP addresses, and within an IP address, it'll have a number of ports. So these are communication channels by which you talk between software products on the computer. So it's really important that you understand what ports are going to be used by your products, because these products can be quite complex and have lots of components. So obviously you'll talk to the product through, for example, some of the well-known ports like 7777 or 80 and 443 to talk to an HTTP server. And WebLogic, maybe you're talking on 7000 or 556 for Node Manager. But there's also lots of other ports that get used under the covers. And it's really important that you understand what they are. And it's very important that when you're going through planning this, that you take time to think about where the ports are going to be used and what they're going to be used for. Otherwise, you get all sorts of conflicts later that may not be very predictable to spot the errors with that. So first thing to do is, if you can and you've got the time, I always encourage you to get a spreadsheet, just put the list of servers together and what ports you think you're going to be using. But also check for firewalls, make sure your firewalls are on, check to see that other products aren't using the ports that you wanted to use. NetStat -AN works very nicely both on Unix, Linux and Windows as well. And finally, watch out for operating system services. Sometimes they're not always there, or they get installed later, like monitoring processes and things, and they can use ports which may or may not conflict with some of the ones you wanted to use.
10 seconds.
So that's it. Don't ignore ports. It's very easy to let the wizards just do it all for you automatically. But in the long run, if you want to have a robust and reliable platform, you need to know what ports are in use.
Well done. Well done. Just under the wire. Well, it was a great effort, Simon. Thanks for your tech tip, and we'll see you at Open World.
Yeah, look forward to it. Thanks, Bob.